What's going on, guys? So I did not plug in my mic for the last video, so the sound quality was probably awful, but I'm glad you guys are here today. We'll talk another one with options video. This is a great question I had, and I talked to some people. They have their financial firm, and we discussed this. We kind of had a debate with it, and I kind of opened their eyes to it, and we came to a good consensus. Before I get started, though, as always, my new thing. If you guys haven't seen my Instagram in the last video, I love you. I truly do love you guys. You guys are awesome. So thank you for watching this video, and you are loved. So you feel like no one loves you, I love you. Hit me up, man. All love here. But anyways, moving forward, yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment too. Yeah, am I supposed to say that? No, but I want to talk about, does it matter when it comes to open interval or open interest and volume when it comes to options trading? I think this is a very good one. We even have a video from about a year or two ago. Brendan made it on, analyzing order flow and how he uses it. Other traders use it. And, so this is a subjective thing. We have to weigh, is it important on one end? Is it a trading indicator? Can you use it to give you insight and analysis into a trade, option play? Of course. But I think it's very dangerous or deadly because it has so many meanings. And truthfully, this was the debate I got into with this fund manager, because I was showing him an option I bought. It had like 3 volume on it, little liquidity, and he was just like, whoa, 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 like, why are you going there? Like, the main thing, and this is like, the guys with bigger amounts of money, and what people are thinking on that end is, well, if there's not, is there liquidity? They're looking for liquidity. If you guys don't know, we have a video on that. Go check that out. But they want to know, is it liquid in the sense, am I actually being able to get out? Will I be able to get out of the trade and make my money? I said, yeah. That's what there's market makers for. That's why when you go all the way down to these crappy options, there's always a bid until you get to like a crazy, 1 month for Tesla to double in price. But for the most part, there is liquidity. And I even said, I like the one, I like little volume. I like little open interest, because that is the stuff people are not looking at. If you guys have seen my video where I've talked about that too, I like it when people are not looking at the same things. That's where opportunity lies. And, we went back and forth, and they're saying, well, yeah, well, what about liquidity, this and that? And I said, the main thing comes down to is value. If you have a contract and you're right, you hit it on the head, both, mainly you need intrinsic value. If it gets intrinsic value, you have money. That's it. There's no issue of liquidity. There's no issue of what it is. If you're right on the play, you secure a good contract and it goes up in value, in the sense that it goes past the strike, even, off of extrinsic value premium, it increases, that is still going to have value. Now, obviously, it depends on when you execute the sale and when you get rid of it, but for the most part, it will have value. And I talked about this because this was what, we talked about even with related to real estate and like wholesaling. It's like, if you find someone to agree to sell you a house at a certain price, you get someone to sell you a $700,000 home for $400,000. You don't even need the money to buy it. Somebody will give it to you. You go to a bank, go to any lender and say, hey, this house is worth 700,000. I could get it for 400. That's the same concept with options. You're saying, hey, someone agreed to sell me this option at this price, and now it's worth this price. It has intrinsic value. It does not, somebody in the market, any person with a financial interest in financial markets will take that off of your hand. So does it matter to, oh, is this going to, is that what's going to differentiate the play? Like, and this is what we're saying, well, is this option, is a 415 better than a 450 because of open interest, or, this one, a 450, like, what's the difference between these two? Yeah, you see different in prices, but not really. So I don't, in my opinion, and obviously I could be wrong, and, obviously every trade is different, but I don't pay, this is, you guys ask me what I do, I don't pay attention to this. I could give two cares in the world about it, and I'm honestly just looking for a good deal, and I'm more focused on both the strike price, the time remaining, and the underlying asset, and, my thesis behind what I believe it's going to do, and in what time frame, and how that's going to profit me. So that's where I lie on it. Now the next part is analyzing it in the sense of, is open interest and total volume, especially volume. I know a lot of people look for sweeps, they look for, order flow. They want to analyze, I have people in TTF who look at that. do you want to look at that? I think it's good to keep track of. It could maybe tip you off to something, see maybe why people are buying it. But when it comes straight down to looking at, I don't see it as an indicator, simply because, and this is what we talked about at the funds, and they laughed because they agreed, is this: when you see an options contract being purchased, this is what a lot of people fail to understand. There's many reasons why it was purchased. It could be to cover a hedge. It could be to cover another a put on the other side if it was a call. They could be shorting it. And it could just be a random fill, a wash order. There could be so many reasons. So it's not the same type of volume. It's not giving you the same accurate demand of, hey, these are why someone's buying. If someone buys a call, it doesn't mean they think it's going up. Someone buys a put, it doesn't mean they think it's going down. They could even be selling calls or puts on an asset they own, doing the exact opposite to collect premium on it. So options are that's why people like options. They're very useful, can be used in many, many different ways, but it doesn't always mean that they're going to, it's not straightforward. Someone buys this is what the underlying logic and belief of that person is. It's like, I buy a house, I think that house is going to go up in value, or it's a good idea. Someone sells a house, they either want to get out of it, or they think it's already reached a maximum value. I'm simplifying that, obviously, but it's easier to tell in real estate. Okay, yeah, that's what's going on, versus an option, even a buy. You don't know what's occurring. So can it give you insight into a stock and what's going on and what people are looking? Yeah, I see a bunch of money flow into something, pay attention. But at the end of the day, don't make a final judgment and say, okay, yeah, this is what's occurring because this happened. This is what people think. Oh, look at, 1,000 calls went through. They obviously think it's going to go up. That's a whale buying in. You don't know what that person or firm, especially behind that, is doing. So you need to be able to grasp that and understand that. But again, could it give you insight? Yeah, information is key when it comes to trading. And the more information you have, the better. But now, obviously, as you see, when, like, we even talked with options pricings, it comes down to interpretation. So hopefully that helped you guys. Hopefully it makes some sense. If you have questions, anything's complicated, you want me to go in depth on any of this, just comment below. I love y'all. Make sure you subscribe, like, give me some positive feedback. I love you all again. I love you, especially you who's listening to this. All right, stay in school.